Yeah.
New Broad Street shops. Around here.
What they got? They got 3 more weeks, is it?
Some quite attractive jewellery. I suppose it's going to be very expensive. No, I mean, the stuff here, look. That necklace with the butterflies on. And that must be the other one. I'm sure that's not what it actually is, but it looks like they're advertising sack trucks. No, it's what they'll use for delivering stuff.
Yeah. Looks like it's perhaps for sale. I don't think it's.
Well, no, it isn't. That's what I mean. It looks like it's
Yeah.
for sale. Oh, it's forward staircase. Look, that's the blue one.
Morning.
Morning. Coffee port that way. This is the little cinema on deck 6, which is nice. Whether we'll get in here or not, I don't know. But,
So it's a very small peninsula, yeah? I'll show you as well. So we are here in the north and going all the way to the south. But we are going around actually, so you'll see the airport. So we go on this side this time. And the whole area is 6.5 square kilometers or 3.5 square miles. So again, it's a very small place. And we have 34,000 Gibraltarians who live here, yeah, the inhabitants. And today, what we're going to do again, to go to Europa Point, then we will drive up the rock, and then you will meet the monkeys and see our beautiful view, more or less in the middle of the rock. And then we will drive to the north, and the WW2 Tunnel is there. So we will have an hour and a half visit inside, as we have an amazing exhibition now. So it's quite a new one, so you will enjoy it hopefully. And then we'll come down, and then anyone wants to stay in town, it's around 15 minutes walk back to the ship, so you can choose to do that at the end if you still have some energy. Did 40 plus strokes to create one deep line that it consists of. So we proved it that it was deliberate. And it's two vertical and two horizontal lines. So if you look at your hand, that's the answer. So we think that was a Neanderthal man saying it's my house. Yeah, so that's why he or she created that sign. So it's also unique in the world, and National Geographic is filming a documentary on it at the moment. So hopefully you will see it soon. So we have our Neanderthals, then later on the Phoenicians, the ancient mariners in 950 BC visited Gibraltar and used those caves, and they thought if they have sacrifices for the gods there, they would be lucky crossing the Atlantic. Then later on we had the Romans and Visigoths, and they used our Europa Point, where we are heading, for anchor for their ships, but not many lived here. And then later on we had our proper Moorish period, so from 711 till 1309 the Moorish or Moroccans had Gibraltar. Then later on it was Spanish, so 1309 till 1333. Then after that Moorish again, so 1333 till 1462. Then the Spanish got it back, and since 1704 Gibraltar is British, or 1713 the Treaty of Utrecht is the official date. So Moorish, Spanish, and British. And now we are entering the city wall, so all this history is inside the city wall, and this is a reclaimed land. So we filled up the sea and built on it, a bit like Venice or Monaco even, and we doubled up the area that was here before. So when we go up the top, you will see the two different areas, the old and new town. And look at the mural, we have lots of beautiful ones in town, and that one is the Battle of Trafalgar. And I'll tell you a story later on. So that's our Trafalgar Cemetery, there's two people buried there from the battle. And we have a diversion, so we go up the rock a bit and then go down to Roja. But on the right you can see our electricity company and the naval dockyard. So the 34,000 Gibraltarians do four big things in Gibraltar, four main industries, and one of them is the naval dockyard, which used to be 70% of the GDP, now it's a bit less. Then we have our 2 million tourists visiting us each year, like yourselves, around 300,000 on cruise ships, so we have yourselves. And we have financial services like insurance companies, companies, offshore banking, and we have our internet gambling companies. So all the big internet gambling or betting companies are here in Gibraltar. And why they would like to be here? Because the corporate tax used to be 10%, so quite favorable. But now it's 15, so we have to raise our taxes a bit. And why do we do that? Because, you know, we left the EU with yourselves and nothing happened for 9 years. Everything was the same. The border was open, anyone could come in, nothing changed. And now we have the deal. So finally they agreed, and Spain agreed with them and everything. So it all went well, and it's going to be a more open border, but we need to meet Spain in the middle, and we have to raise our VAT and our other taxes a little bit. So everyone's happy. Maybe us not so much, but it's okay. It won't be a big change. And by the way, we are very happy to be British. And how I can prove it to you, we had 2 referendums, 1967 and 2002. And the people were asked, are you happy to be British or would you like to be Spanish? So both times, 98 and 99% of the people was happy with the Britishness. But there were 44 people the first time who voted to be Spanish. So we left 44 luggages outside of the border saying you can go. Yeah? I don't know if they left. But anyway, Franco, you know, wasn't happy about the decision. So 2 years later, in 1969, he closed the border for 13 years. And then for 3 more years for cars as well after that. And it was, I think, one of our most difficult times because people had to decide one day to another, do they stay here or stay in Spain? And it's not so easy because even nowadays people live in Spain and just cross the border every day to work. So would you give up your house and maybe your elderly parents who doesn't have to work anymore and they would definitely stay in Spain, or you would give up your job? So some people did either or the other. But anyway, so it's we tried to make the best of it. So that time the monkeys left you alone. People could have even picnics up the rock. They were fine and driving round and round. And people got very close to each other. And a lot of Moroccan people came at the time giving their workforce, and also we can go through and go round the rock. Look at that. Only one way, of course, from now on. But people still walk across, so there's a bit of room for that. And the first beach you will see, called Camp Bay. But we are driving on the western side this time. We didn't go the other way, but it's more interesting. So this one is a rocky beach, and there's salt water in the swimming pools as well. And why people like it? Because on this side of the rock, around 5 o'clock the sun comes over and it stays sunny till 9:30 at night, yeah, in the summer. So you can have a very long beach day. A little bit more forward if you can, I think, so everyone sees. It's, by the way, not natural, we created it. Of course we did, right? So it's so we used to catch the rainwater, so that's what we drank. It's we have a water catchment on the other side, but it's not enough for the growing population. So we basically desalinate the water from the sea, yeah, take out the salt and drink the rest, and that's what's happening up the top. And the high salt content water will go back to the sea, so created a waterfall. And if you look up, that's our highest point at the same time. Yeah, I'll repeat it in a minute. And you can see 2 9.2 inches cannons. From here we can see one, but there's 2. And it's so the rock on the other side in Morocco is double the size of the rock of Gibraltar. Yeah, so 400 meters here, 800 on the other side. Let's have a walk to the viewpoint. Please stay with me.
I'm enjoying this. She's a very entertaining guide.
Yeah, it's a bit more than we expected.
Yes.
unfortunately, we had a plane crash right at the end of the Second World War.
Oh, but that's one, and Melilla along the coast as well, so two little bits. And there's a proper border, and the rest is Morocco. So that ferry comes from Ceuta, and that goes to Algeciras, that basically. And what else? If you're lucky and go out on a boat, or you are on your ship, so when you sail out, keep an eye on them. There's dolphins here, and they are always here. And they are the bottlenose striped and common dolphins. And around 5-ish when you are going, then that's when they come into the bay again. So definitely keep an eye on them. You should be able to see them. And if you're lucky in July and August, if you will return, then the whales normally come into the Mediterranean and then out. So you can see the orcas, fin, sperm whales, and the pilot whales. So you can be lucky. I haven't been lucky so far, unfortunately. Well, they were very far. I could just see a little bit of them. What else? Enough? And apart from the monkeys, we have lots of other animals. So I start with the smallest one. We have lots of butterflies, like the monarch butterfly, you know, orange and black, very nice one to see. Then a lot of lizards, and there's even snakes in the nature, and they are venomous, but no one ever got hurt. They always hide, so don't be afraid. But the monkeys know they are around. So what do we do when they steal your things? You can see where I'm going with this, right? Anyone can guess. So I have a toy snake. And they don't know the difference. Yes, if they would steal your backpack, I can quickly scare him with this and grab your things and give it back to you. Yeah? I only had to do it twice, and I'm sure it's on video and all over the internet how Bettina rescues the things. But we try not to scare them, so it's only if it's necessary. See the difference here? The tall buildings and new buildings, and then the thick city wall in the middle. Yeah, so you can see the divider. And you can see how we do the reclaiming of the land. Yeah, so fill up the sea, put all the materials and build on it. So I always joke, if we carry on like this, we will reach Spain that way and Africa that way. It will take a little while, but we are doing it. Later on we built a little bit more, but during World War II with a fully mechanized diamond tip drill, we could do it 10 times faster. Yeah, so we created all together 34 miles or 48 kilometers of tunnels in this tiny rock. So we have more road inside the rock than on the outside. Yeah?
Look at prize even.
So anyway, below, and everyone is full of information.
No worries.
And it all goes for charity, I think, for probably the serviceman or so, and then we decided to have one. But it doesn't have the engine, so it cannot just fly west, but it's possible. So if we would put it in, it can be operational. But of course, it's not the original lenses here. There's not many original have left there. Also, anyone need a drink, feel free to grab one, take away one of course, and then we'll start carrying on, walking, carrying on with our walk. Can't always praise it. Just before the yellow area, just after the runway. So it used to be the place to cross the runway. Used to be for cars and motorbikes and everyone, but not anymore. It's only to walk across. And look right, there's the new tunnel. Can you see the crossbars? So now we have the tunnel diverting the traffic, and it goes under the runway. Yeah, so the planes doesn't stop the traffic anymore. They don't stop the traffic. Yeah, so you can go under and any plane can take off or land. And you know, everyone has to show their passports at the border, but £1.09, I think, 9p. Yeah.
So it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it's really good.
So the Spanish come over.
You're going to get up and dance? Look at the panic on your faces. Over here, you're going to get up and dance? And in the middle, are you going to get up and dance? Excellent. There is an opportunity tonight to get up on your feet and have a bit of a salsa with our very talented Voyager showcast. Folks, sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and please welcome to the stage your Voyager showcast with Havana Nights.
Havana Nights! Never too much, never too much, never too much, never too much.